Right, this is a video on macronutrients. I'm going to try and keep it as quick as possible because some of the other videos I do talk a bit too long. There's three main types of macronutrients, so your protein, your fats, and your carbs, okay? Every food contains at least one of the macronutrients. They also say like alcohol is another macronutrient. It's just obviously not that beneficial. All calories are created equal, but not all macronutrients are equal, and I'll explain why. So, protein, it's the best macronutrient to focus on when it comes to losing fat, because like I said, it's going to help you to build and repair lean muscle, increases strength, and it keeps you feeling fuller for longer. Protein is very satiating, so it's very hard to like overeat on turkey or chicken or eggs and stuff like that, even though there's quite a lot of fat content in eggs, but that's healthy fats. There's difference between fat that you will get like from fries and stuff like that, and then healthy fats that are actually really good for like your hormone function and stuff like that too. So that's important to remember too. Fat is not like fat on your body. It can be food fat too. That's good for you. So protein has the highest thermic effect of food. I touched on that before. That means when you eat like your turkey or chicken, it takes a lot for your body to break it down. You can actually burn 20 to 30% of the calories when you're actually digesting protein. So that means if you have 100 calories worth of chicken, you actually only take in about 70% of them calories because 20 to 30% of them are burnt when you're digesting it. Carbs, okay, carbohydrates. Carbohydrates don't make you fat. That's the first thing I want to say. Like people tell you can't eat white bread, you can't eat rice, you can't eat pasta. Yes, you can, okay? Carbs are extremely important when it comes to like strength and performance and your energy. So if you want to run around, exercise and stuff like that, you're going to need carbs because they're your primary fuel source. Yes, I'm just reading through this as I go, so bear with me. So like if you eat too much carbs daily, simple changes to your diet can make huge benefits, okay? So like I've got everyone doing, you have a protein target there. And by trying to hit that protein target, unknown to yourself, you're probably actually cutting down a little bit on your carbs. A lot of people nowadays, their diet consists mainly of carbs, okay? And that's grand. There's no problem with them, but it's very easy to overeat on them, okay? It's a lot easier to overeat on your pasta, your rice, compared to, and like your chips, and you can go into all different types of carbs, compared to your protein sources like your chicken, your meat, your all them sorts of things, okay? And fiber as well. Really important to prioritize that, your fruit and veg, sorry. So like I said, bread won't make you fat. You can easily lose body fat and eat bread, bagels, bread rolls, whatever suits you. Losing fat, it's going to come down to the number of calories you eat compared to the calories you burn. And it's just manipulating them calories to suit you. So that's prioritizing your protein. So like I said, if you enjoy your toast with your eggs or a wrap with your soup, include them in the diet. Just don't have your diet consistent mainly of carbs, okay? You need to break it up so that you're prioritizing that protein, you're getting some healthy fats, and then your carbs as well for your fuel. So fat, dietary fat does not make fat, dietary fat and fat on your body are not the same thing. I said that already. Eating fat doesn't make you fat, a calorie surplus does. So that's what we're talking about. If you eat too many calories, that's what makes you fat. Dietary fat plays a huge role in our bodies in regulating our hormones, which I touched on. Healthy dietary fats are crucial for your brain function, nutrient absorption, and they can also provide energy, okay? When you run out of carbs, your next primary fuel source is fat, okay? So that's a story for another day. But anyway, then I have a list of the most satiating foods. They're the foods that keep you feeling full. Potato is actually one of them. White fish, porridge, your fruit and your veg, brown pasta, red meat, turkey, chicken, all them things, okay? Eggs. They're the most satiating foods. They're going to leave you feeling fuller for longer because they have plenty of protein, fiber, and some of them even have the carbs as well, but they're just complex carbs. It takes longer to digest compared to simple carbs. It'd be more like your sugars, your pick and mix, off the top of my head, that sort of thing. The confectionery stuff that you get in a shop close to the counter where they're trying really in. Below is a list of some least satiating foods. So the ones that don't keep you feeling full and they're very easy to overeat on. So your cakes, donuts, croissants, chocolate, ice cream, French fries, cereals, candy, pizza. That's another thing. If you start your morning every day eating Special K or cornflakes, don't be surprised if you overeat for the rest of the day, full of sugar. I'd go for your porridge, your eggs, something like that. The cereals are just, and even for your kids or anything like that, if you have kids, try and get them eating porridge or eggs and stuff like that. I used to see it when I was teaching, especially in Dublin, coming in drinking hot chocolates and eating sausage rolls and stuff like that. And what I used to try and tell them is it's like a roller coaster, okay? You're spiking your sugar levels first thing in the morning. So you go straight up, okay, loads of energy for the first part of the morning. And the next thing you see them, and by 10:30, they crash because the sugar levels dip, okay? If you can get that complex carb, so your oats or your eggs, you're just keeping it at a balanced level rather than spiking up, because that's what the sugar does. When we're playing hurling or football and that, we take the energy gels, we might take some of them wine gums, fruit pastilles at halftime. It's to give you that spike of energy, okay? But if you're doing that first thing in the morning, you spike up and the next thing plummet. So it's food choices can make a big difference, okay? Yeah, so pizza, donuts, and chips, they're all ultra processed foods, extremely high calorie, and they have little or no nutritional value. What I would say is they're very overeat on. They're very easy to overeat on. No harm including them, but if they're taking up a lot of your diet, there's no surprise if you're struggling to lose any weight. Alcohol, then, the last thing I want to touch on, and fat loss. So alcohol is used by many as empty calories, and there's no nutritional value to it. And some alcoholic drinks can actually be very high in calories, like your beers and stuff like that. No harm including it, but again, similar to the pizzas and stuff, if you're doing it all the time, it's very hard to make progress, okay? Once a week even, grand, but then it's catching yourself and getting back on track. With alcohol, you can actually pick some different drinks that might actually support your fat loss journey a little bit better. So like, for example, 2 or 3 beers could add up to 600 or 900 calories, okay? So very quickly, easy to go over on your calories. 2 or 3 glasses of wine could be 300 to 450. But then if you switch it for like a vodka with a diet drink, 2 or 3 of those would be only 100 to 200 calories. So having that different drink can actually make a big difference. So there's a massive difference, like I said, between 2 or 3 beers, 2 or 3 vodkas with a diet mixer. Now, this is not me telling you to drink. It's just saying that when you're out for social occasions, which are very important, and if you're on a fat loss journey, sometimes you just make these little switches can make a big difference, okay? I drink pints myself, no harm in it, but it's just when you're dialed into a fat loss journey, maybe it's time to switch it up slightly. Yeah, so like alcohol throws off blood sugar levels, it increases hunger hormones, like that's why everyone ends up in a takeaway after a night out. A poor night's sleep, like alcohol disrupts your sleep. Even if you think you're having a great sleep, it doesn't. You're not getting deep quality sleep. More than likely you're going to wake up groggy the next day, you're dehydrated. For me, it affects me then for the whole next week. I'm catching myself. So like even for performance in exercise or in work, stuff like that, it affects me. So I'd imagine it affects most people like that. And then just poor food choices the next day, poor sleep the next night or two. And then more than likely, like I said, people end up in the takeaway as well. So you're going to probably end up getting a pizza or chips or something. So it's just important to take these factors into account when you're on a diet. A night on the town once every couple of weeks won't affect progress too much if you can catch yourself and make the right choices. But it will make it difficult to make significant progress if you're doing those sort of activities on the regular basis, especially when you're trying to lose body fat. So that's all I'm going to say on that. That's macronutrients and a little bit on alcohol as well.